Hello, movie friends. Welcome back to the show. Anthony here.
And James here. This is movie news. What, 49?
49.
Holy guacamole. We've almost been doing movie news for a year now.
I have to read the news.
All right, box office this weekend. Lots of news. Doctor Strange obviously decimated everybody. It pulled in $690 total global box office. This weekend alone, it just pulled $62 million. And what was it, $430 last weekend when it opened up? So that's absurd.
Yeah, and it got just 17 on Friday alone, and that's a great weekend for a first
just
week of
17.
release. For a second weekend, that's insane.
Insane.
It's going to get $1 billion within 2 weeks easily, so it's a big hit.
This weekend, The Bad Guys is pulling in $6.6 million.
That movie has legs.
Yeah, it's over $100 million, I think. It had a great opening weekend last week. And then Sonic 2 just pulled in $4.4 million this week. Don't sleep on that movie. I liked it a lot.
Sonic 2, it's at 170 domestic, so it's a big hit.
And then Firestarter obviously pulled in under $5 million, $3.6 million. I don't know anyone that was going to go see that movie.
Yeah.
And then Everything Everywhere All at Once is still pulling in some money. It pulled in $3 million this weekend. It's almost at $50 million.
Yeah, so it's becoming a real success.
So that might be a successful, profitable film for A24.
It's almost their most successful of all time.
That's pretty well.
Yeah, it's almost
Green Knight's behind that?
No. Green Knight is way below that. There's something else. Hereditary is right below that. There's something else that got $53 million. I can't remember what I read. My bad. My research wasn't good enough this week.
It is Hereditary had $80 million.
Okay, Hereditary.
And then Moonlight was 65, The Witch was 40, Ex Machina 36. So those. Okay. And then Midsummer was 47. Yeah. Lady Bird is $79 million. So those are some pretty successful films.
Excellent. So the big trailer of the week everyone's talking about is Avatar: The Way of Water. Finally hit the internet. Those of you who saw it with Doctor Strange, you saw it in theaters. James and I saw it. I saw it first online. Have you seen it?
I haven't watched it yet. I'm purposely waiting to see it in IMAX.
Oh, I like your style. I like your style.
Well, I don't want to watch it online because I want to experience it for the first time in theaters.
Well, when it did drop, it got 148.6 million views in its first 24 hours. It's one of the most watched trailers of all time. I think only Spider-Man No Way Home is above it. But to put that into perspective, it got over 30 million more views in its first day than any of the Star Wars sequels did.
That's insane. I've seen stills, and it looks absolutely incredible.
Oh, man, just wait till you see the real thing. And 20 million of those views came from China alone. So Avatar, just like when the first one came out, is going to perform very well in China. It made a boatload of money out there 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Cannot wait to see it. And like we talked about in a previous episode, and I brought it up before, the difference between Avatar and Avatar 2, the first one looked realistic. This one looks real. Real. They look like real beings, real creatures. It's insane.
It's wild.
Absolutely insane. Just zoom in on the stills. It'll blow your goddamn mind. Now, next up, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness news, just a fun little thing. Apparently, Daniel Craig was supposed to be a member of the Illuminati. So, obviously, if you haven't seen Multiverse of Madness, I'll spoil one thing like that. So, he was replaced, obviously, by spoilers, John Krasinski as Reed Richards, but Daniel Craig was supposed to play, I don't know if he was supposed to play Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, he was.
Or some other character.
No, he was supposed to play Mr. Fantastic.
That would have been pretty cool.
And he backed out because it was during the COVID pandemic, and he didn't want to risk bringing it back to his family, so then he bowed out of the cameo. I'm not sure if he would have signed on for playing Reed Richards, but because he is pretty old to start a character for the MCU, but I think it was just more of like a fun cameo to do.
Although it's also rumored that he was going to play Balder the Brave, the half-brother of Thor in the comics. So I
like the name Balder.
Either one of those, which would have been pretty cool. We understand why he didn't do it, though.
There have been a ton of recent reactions to Top Gun Maverick, as well as official critic reviews out. Right now, at this moment, the movie has a 96% Rotten Tomatoes score with over 80 reviews, which means it is getting universal acclaim from critics and audiences who have seen it early. People are saying it's way better than the original. It delivers everything fans want and then some. And so I could tell from the trailer and just trusting Tom Cruise, the guy has the Midas touch right now. Everything he touches is just like...
He might never make a bad movie again.
Yeah, he just makes great, awesome movies. And I'm even more excited to see this movie now. After hearing these,
one bad review?
One bad review.
And it's really just kind of like...
It wasn't really about the movie.
It wasn't about the movie at all. I read some of it. It's just they didn't like, I don't know, some stuff. But that's amazing. Can't wait to see it. Obviously, it's going to blow the first one out of the water.
We're seeing it soon.
Dune Part 2, big casting news. Obviously, we know Florence Pugh and Austin Butler were cast as Princess Irulan, and then also Austin Butler will be playing Feyd-Rautha. And then Christopher Walken will be playing Emperor Shaddam IV. So this is going to be an awesome awesome casting. I was surprised,
Me too,
but
yeah.
also intrigued, and I think that some people might forget how great of a dramatic actor Christopher Walken is. If you've never seen The Deer Hunter, watch that. He won an Oscar for it, and he's such a talented actor, and I think maybe the millennial...
Catch Me If You Can. He's amazing.
Yeah, he's great.
He's amazing in Catch Me If
nominated
You
for
Can.
an Oscar in that. So I
amazing.
think it's a great casting, and I was surprised, but also I'm pleasantly pleased by it too.
Now that Christopher Walken has been cast, we need a dancing scene. He dances in every movie he's in.
Does he dance?
There's a dude.
Well, he
there's
doesn't dance in Pulp Fiction.
Okay, maybe not that movie, but there's a montage on YouTube people have put together of him dancing in like every single movie he's in. It's unbelievable.
It's like Brad Pitt eating food.
Yeah, exactly. And when you watch it, you're like, oh my God, he did dance in that. He did dance in that. He did dance in that. It's wild. You got to check it out.
It's amazing.
It's awesome. Next up, Francis Ford Coppola is making a $100 million passion project that he is self-funding. It's been in development for a couple of decades, and he finally has a cast: Adam Driver, Lawrence Fishburne, Forrest Whitaker, Natalie Emmanuel, who's from what's the show? I can't remember what it's called. And then a bunch of others are going to be starring in...
Oh, she's from Game of Thrones.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, Megalopolis. And this is called... Here's the synopsis for this. It's blowing my mind. The fate of Rome haunts a modern world unable to solve its own social problems in this epic story of political ambition, genius, and conflicting interests. A struggle to create a utopia after an accident leaves a New York-like city in need of a rebuild.
So is this ancient Rome?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
I hope it's ancient Rome.
It says modern world.
But it
could be modern Rome.
But it could be modern ancient Rome at the time.
Yeah.
Because there was such a modern
That's
city.
what's so cool about it. I don't even know what it is. It sounds fascinating.
That's really interesting.
And he's been trying to make it for a long time, and he just completely self-funded it with $100 million. So
Dude,
he's putting that wine money to use.
Man, that's so cool. All right, Scream 6 is a go, and the whole cast is coming back. I believe, was it Hayden Panettiere's coming back?
She's coming back as well, yeah.
And then, so that's going to happen
And
in
the whole cast
2023.
from the last one as well. And Courtney Cox says it's the best script yet.
The first one's the best script yet. Come on. You can't beat the first one.
How could you say that?
It's just actors marketing.
Yeah, it's just marketing.
I get it. I would do the same thing. I'd be like, oh yeah, Scream 36 is the best one yet.
You are going to be blown away. You have to go.
You'll never know. You'll never guess who the killer is. It's the cat this
There
time.
is no killer.
Hello, Sydney.
Next up, some more Top Gun Maverick news. The studio has created a social marketing campaign on Instagram by creating a Top Gun Flight School Instagram account. And on this account, you can take a series of questions that get you different badges as part of the Top Gun Flight School in reality. So you can earn your Top Gun badges by getting these questions right. And they're questions that expert pilots would know.
That's so cool. I want to get like a Top Gun hat too.
Oh, yeah.
Next bit of news: Ghosted, a new film coming out, I believe, next year on Apple TV Plus. Just wrapped filming. This is starring Ana de Armas, Chris Evans, Adrian Brody, Amy Sedaris, Take Deveney. Really great cast. Really curious to see what it's going to be like. It's supposed to be a romantic action adventure film. I wonder if it'll be a comedy one or a serious one. So we'll see. I mean, the cast is stacked, and we love Anna and Chris Evans. So let's go.
This is going to be, I think, their third movie together.
Chris Evans is all over the
third
streaming
movie.
now because he's got Netflix with The Gray Man coming out, then Apple TV Plus coming out with this.
Ana de Armas is also in The Gray Man.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh,
And in Knives Out. So
crazy.
they've already made 3 movies together in a few years.
that's pretty wild.
Next up, there's a new cool psychological horror thriller trailer called Resurrection, starring Rebecca Hall and Tim Roth, 2 excellent actors. It looks very intriguing, and it's going to be coming out this summer, so keep an eye out for Resurrection.
Dan Stevens, the star of the underrated indie horror film, which I think is a classic now, The Guest, is joining and cast in Godzilla vs. Kong 2. He's reuniting with director Adam Wingard. Did he make The Guest? Adam
He
Wingard?
did.
Yeah, so that's so cool. I can't wait to see this new take on it because I don't think Adam Wingard did the first one, right?
He did the last Godzilla
Oh, he
vs.
did The
King
Guest?
Kong.
Okay, never
Yeah.
mind. So don't know what I'm talking about. So
So he's been with the franchise for a couple of years now.
but I like Dan Stevens a lot, so that's a cool
Yeah.
cast.
He's actually the only one cast so far.
He's super underrated.
Yeah. The last one was like the last Godzilla vs. Kong.
It was like
When they're in an underground world with an atmosphere and a sun, it was like, what is going
I
on?
just don't get how she taught Kong sign language without
And
anyone
nobody noticed.
Nobody noticed.
Nobody
And
noticed.
he's in like a controlled habitat.
Yeah.
Like no one saw
With cameras all over
No one
it.
saw it happening.
Unreal, man. I don't know.
CGI. The animation was incredible though.
Oh, yeah. Great
The
CGI.
effects were
Yeah.
shocking.
Yeah.
All right, anyways.
Anyways, this is Spinal Tap, the famous mockumentary, which came out in the 70s, is getting a sequel. Now, it's not going to be like a reboot. It's actually going to have Rob Reiner behind the helm, as well as Christopher Guest and many more to return. So it's not just going to be a reboot of the same property. It's going to be in addition to that. So it'll be fun to see. The first one is a really funny classic. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you check it out.
All right, ladies. A Simple Favor, which starred Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively, is getting a sequel at Amazon Studios. Paul Feig is returning to direct. If you saw the first one, it's a pretty solid movie, really funny, great twist. So I actually checked it out in theaters. It was a pretty great film.
Okay, next up, The Omen is getting a prequel, The Omen Origins. This is actually called The First Omen is the name. Like, eye roll, please.
And then before that, it's going to be the
one before the first
Omen. Jesus Christ.
The real original Omen.
My God.
I mean, this has already been a rebooted franchise. It already has a sequel. The original has a sequel. And so now they're just going with a prequel. I mean, do we really need another Omen movie? I don't see why, because the original is really terrific, but whatever.
Vanessa Hudgens is going to produce and star in a trucker movie called Big Rig. She stars as a young mother who takes a job driving 18-wheelers. Oh, this is Vanessa Hudgens. I'm going to need you to pull over Big Six over there on the right. I hope she has a
Over and out. Next up, The Wizard of Oz is returning to theaters this summer to celebrate Judy Garland's 100th birthday. So if you want to see the Hollywood classic on the big screen this summer, is your chance to see it in major theaters.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else we have? Hustle, the new trailer, which is a Netflix original film starring Adam Sandler. It comes out on June 8th. That just dropped, and he plays a NBA scout, and he's trying to, figure out what he's doing with his life in this
recruit
league.
A new young player.
Recruit a new young player to try to, get his career finally going, because he's been doing it for, 30 years. It's actually a pretty cool-looking trailer, and we've been seeing a bunch of, set photos or photos of Adam Sandler, hooping with people and, like actual players and stuff around the world.
Yeah, the real player is going to be acting in it, and the recruit is an actual player in the NBA.
So it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It looks pretty. I like Adam doing dramatic stuff, obviously, and so this is another new one for him.
Oh yeah, Dwayne Johnson released some behind-the-scenes images of him filming Black Adam for the new reshoots today, and he looks absolutely massive. It's like the first full-length, full-body photo we've seen of him just in costume, and the guy looks like he's 350 pounds of muscle. Real life god right there.
Dirty Dancing sequel sets Jonathan Levine as director. Lionsgate is planning on the release in 2024, so that's news as getting the director. I don't know how they're going to do it without Swayze, but
I don't know how they're going to do
out.
it. Is it like Swayze's son is the new
I'm not sure.
lead? I don't know.
Maybe she'll just be the lead, and
I guess.
Yeah.
Did it really need a sequel?
It needs an origin story. That's what it needs.
Dirty Dancing Origins. A new Elvis clip has been released. It's the first clip from the film, which showcases Austin Butler as the king of rock and roll, and he is destroying the role in the scene. He looks like he's a perfect casting as Elvis, and the visual flair and energy is there for Baz Luhrmann. Like always, we're looking forward to seeing Elvis this summer.
There's some new concept art that was released revealing the Penguin from the Batman, how he almost wore a mustard yellow suit. There's actually a bunch of different designs and concept arts they had for each character. And I have the art of the Batman, the book, which is so cool. You should check it out. And they show all the concept arts in it. And he actually had a lot of designs where he didn't have any of prosthetics or the large fat suit or anything like that. There is even designs where he looked like Scarface, kind of just like a cool white suit with a red popped collar shirt and just long hair, just looking like a boss, all sorts of different designs. But I'm glad they went with the one they went with.
Yeah, I'm not sure that especially that one you just mentioned would have fit the tone of the movie.
For the character of Penguin,
it would have felt out of place.
It wouldn't have felt like Penguin.
No, not at all. And our final bit of news is pretty funny. So we all know that Zack Snyder's Justice League, the moment when the Flash saves the world, won the audience award at the Oscars this past year. It's been revealed that coordinated bots on Twitter are supposedly the reason why the fan polls were dominated by the Justice League. But, I mean, I think if it's a silly category to have in the first place, and plus the nominations were this is the greatest in history of film. It's all just modern, recent movies.
There's so many issues with this because, first of all, it's just it's not fully reported on and like investigated. Second of all, the majority, like, there are so many bots on Twitter. You tell me no bots voted for anybody else.
Yeah.
No bots, no bot accounts at all. So it's pretty silly. Like, if Zack Snyder didn't win this award, or like if one of his movies didn't win this award, I don't think this would be even an article.
Issue, yeah.
But like, there are so many bots and fake accounts on Twitter. It's just absurd to like single out one aspect of it or one thing that wins, because you could say that for anyone that wins anything or anyone that got votes. There are definitely bots all over the goddamn place on social media. That's why it's silly when people think like real people, like, it's not real people all the time on Twitter that are interacting.
That's scary,
There's
isn't
a
it?
lot of bots out there, dude.
And they just like stir up angry
For sure.
discussions.
For
and
sure.
They stir up conflict.
Bro, you'd be shocked. There's hundreds of thousands, probably millions of bots on Twitter.
My God. And people interact with them thinking they're
And
real.
they think they're real people. Yeah, that's one of the issues with Twitter, is because it's such a cesspool of negativity, and like bots fuel that, and because all they care about is engagement.
Yeah.
And that's how you get engagement. You get people riled up, and that's why Twitter is just like such like a negative space. I'm only on there to post, like, I'll post once a day for the podcast. That's it. Aside from that, I try to stay off Twitter.
Man, that's
So
terrifying.
negative.
I didn't know that.
Dude, there's so many fake.
That-
I mean,
that there are that many.
every social media platform has tons of fake accounts. Facebook.
Yeah, but with Instagram, like, if you can just go through a profile and you can tell if it's
You can
fake
tell
or not.
real
But
quick.
with Twitter,
But
with just
still-
a tweet, you can't really tell.
But comment sections, even bots
Yeah.
on Instagram, people don't like click on the profile every
Yeah.
time, and sometimes they're pretty decent fake profiles. They'll have like you can tell it's a bot on Instagram. There's like 9 posts,
And they're all on the same day.
All the same day. No comments.
and it's some hot girl who's like, "Hey, DM, hey, do you want to hang out?" It's
Something
like,
like that.
yeah, you're not a real person.
But Twitter, it's a little harder to tell because there's so many real people on accounts that look like bots, and then bots that look like real accounts. It's crazy. So
Wow.
That's why I don't really interact with people on Twitter, except for people like
Who
that follow us and are fans of us.
Damn, man, that's scary.
It doesn't tout on there. Anyways, that's not what this episode's about. That's movie news number
We'll
49.
save that for the next movie week chat.
Maybe we'll do
Weekly
some
chat.
research on how many bots there actually are on Twitter, because you'd probably be shocked. Anyways, take care, everybody. Hope you have a great weekend. Some episodes this week. Tomorrow on Monday, we have Finding Nemo.
Oh, yeah.
We're going back to Pixar. It's been a minute since we've done an animated film or Pixar in general.
And then we're doing Back to the Future on Thursday.
Let's go. Just the first one, not the whole trilogy.
Yeah.
The first one, it's iconic, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We can't wait to talk about it.
Otherwise, have a great week, y'all.
Take care. Thanks so much for tuning in to Raiders of the Lost podcast. Be sure to subscribe if you're new. Hit the like button, leave a comment. Find us on all audio streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Find us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Raiders of the Lost podcast. Be sure to check out one of these other videos right here for more content on our favorite films and breaking down all kinds of movie content. Thanks so much.